I do make a lot of funny faces. There we go. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my sewing room on this beautiful Tuesday morning in June. And thank you for joining us on Facebook and YouTube. It is such a beautiful day, and thank you so much. If you will come up online, I know I can't see my YouTube comments, but I'm glad you're there. I can see the Facebook comments, so perfect. Just a quick shout out to some of our regular viewers and just a greeting for a beautiful day. Let's say hello to Ruth C, Michelle G, Nancy C, who's coming to visit, Glenda I, Sandy A, Laurel A, Lana T, Loanne F, Carol H, Japuri S, Tina B, Carol D, Dorothy T, Mary Z, Ann L, Jean J, Shirley W, Rita B, and I had two really nice people drop in yesterday, and it's either Sunday, Monday, or just on Monday. Joanne D and Sharon M came to visit me at the store, and thank you for the compliments and thank you for watching. We really appreciate all of your likes, your loves, all the comments and the sharing that you do on both Facebook and YouTube. It's a real pleasure. And I see that Ruth has scanned in, and she says, good morning, ladies. Let me welcome you, my friends, to my other friend, a guest. Her name is Maria. Yay. Thanks for joining, Maria. Maria and I go back a very long, we were just discussing this, we go back a very long way. We met in a class called Farmer's Wife.
Yep.
And that was making paper piecing, and our teacher was Carol.
Yep.
And Carol learned all sorts of expletives when I did it.
I think she did for me too.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Anyways, I have to bow to Maria because I've only got 6 of my blocks done. Maria's got them all done, which is amazing. Yay! The only other one that I know that did that was Lori. Lori got hers completed. So I am very proud of you, and that is absolutely amazing. So when I say I'm proud of her about that, I'm also very proud and excited to show you, and you probably have already witnessed it, her absolutely gorgeous quilted jacket. Woohoo! Let's have a look at it. Isn't this beautiful? Tell me a little bit about your project that I've got stuck on a basket.
Okay, I was extremely excited when I saw this because a really good friend of mine and I have been talking about doing this for quite a few years. And one of the big things is when I saw this advertised, it was like I jumped on it right away because I wanted to take this. I sew clothes already, but I really wanted to make a quilted jacket. And I wanted I'm very tall, so I would like to have a jacket that's long. I prefer longer jackets. So I was thinking of this for sitting outside in the evenings, by the fire when it's cool in spring,
definitely.
right? And fall. So I made it more in the fall colors. I did buy more fabric to make a second one that's more during the summer.
Oh, sweet.
But this one is great for camping. Like I wanted it for camping. I wanted it for when on the cool evenings that I could just curl up in it and sit by the fire.
And
right?
how was the class? Was it difficult?
Amazing.
Was it hard? Was it okay?
Amazing. It was so easy. I liked how Anne taught it. She gave you so much information and variety as to how you can make this jacket into so many different ways. I just wanted it long, and the patterns in there were 3/4 length, like above the knee, right?
Okay.
But I went way below. I went right to the ankle because I wanted something long. I'm always cold. My legs are always sore. So to have something warm wrapped around them, that's what I wanted.
Wow.
But like I said, Anne teaches so many, like the first class that you take, she gives you so many ideas. Your head's just boom, like
filled.
And then you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Right. And then it was like, you had to sit back and go, okay, color palette. So it was really neat how she described how to do it. She gave you, like I said, so many ideas and so many ways to make a quilted jacket. So it's easy because this jacket took 2.5 quilts.
Ooh,
so 2.5
sweet.
lap quilt kind of idea. That gives you an idea. And I joined them all together really long.
Okay.
And then I just long armed my Bernina.
Yeah.
God bless Bernina.
Thank you, Bernina.
Thank
Yo,
you,
Adriana.
Bernina. So, and I did it on there, and then and then it was just a matter of coming into the class. We cut out the pattern, and then we just started
Sewed
sewing,
together.
and it came together so easy.
Isn't that
Like,
amazing?
so easy. So I loved it.
I just love it. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. You did a tremendous job on it. And I've got to say that that class is coming up again in August. Saturday is August 9th, August 23rd, and August 30th. So if you, like Marie, want to make a beautiful garment like this, please give us a call at the store, 403-252-3711, or sign up online at mysewingroom.ca. Oh, it's
I
beautiful.
highly recommend this
This is-
class. Highly
Okay.
recommend it.
So now that we've proven that you are one of the best,
No.
I want to turn it over to Maria's going to teach us something today. And before I do that, I want to tell one joke. Okay, you ready? How can you tell when rabbits are getting old?
Look for the gray hairs.
That's perfect. Yes. Isn't she good? Oh my God. She's going to have to stay with us forever now. All right. So what we're going to work with today is a tool, and it came to us at my sewing room, and Maria brought this up to the counter and purchased one. And I went, Maria, do you know how to use this? And she said, I do. And I'll let her explain how she came to know it. But I thought that is really cool. So we do have the tool that we're going to talk about today. It is called the Color and Tone Guide. Yep. And it's a tonal estimator, they call. It's so easy, they say. So I'm not sure I believe that, but I'm quite sure that Maria can tell you the workings of this. So let's put our little listening ears on and let's check with Maria on how we work this little tool.
Sure.
All right.
So just to start off, I just want to let everybody know that we all have a profound appreciation for fabrics, especially colors from most of the crafted by leading manufacturers. So that's what drew me to sewing in the first place, was fabric.
I think, yeah.
The feel of fabric, the look of fabric, everything. That's kind of how I felt. So one thing I know that a lot of us have taken art in school. So we all know our colors, our primary colors of blue, red, and yellow. So we know that when we mix them together, we get different colors. So this little color wheel is the best tool ever for understanding your secondary colors and colors that go together that complement each other. So that's why I bought this. I bought this because I wanted this guy. But this guy comes in pretty handy when it comes to making quilts, and just especially for people who are just beginning, to understand colors and how they all go together. So
show a close-up of that?
Sure.
Of this, no, you can
Oh,
leave
of
your-
this guy.
Yeah.
So of this guy. So basically, it's just a way of picking your colors, understanding your colors, and knowing what you want to go. So a great way to find out what your complementary colors are is that you just pick a color on the color wheel. So let's say if I said, oh, I want purple, what goes great with this color of purple? Well, it's that color of orange. It's exactly straight across, and that's what this thing helps you do. So like if you want purple, yellow is a very good complementary color to bring out your purples.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it really is. And then you go triadic colors, which is even crazier. You want to know what's a three-way blend. Well, I want purple, but I want to add orange and green. And those three colors, believe it or not, actually go nicely together.
That's amazing.
So when you look at the color wheel, you're kind of going, yeah, okay. But really, when you look at it, they really do. So that's why I bought this, was just to get an idea of understanding complementary colors and how they work. So
Cool.
that is the color wheel, and I highly recommend it for beginners and everybody that's learning colors, because
It's really cool.
exactly.
All right. Well, now I know how to use this thing. I think it might be one of those things I need to purchase.
Yep.
Okay.
So when you approach, color for quilts, I said there's always three ways you look at this. So I'm gonna bring this
Okay.
guy. Oh, where are we?
Let's have a little close
So I'm
up.
gonna bring this guy into play on this one. So when you look at your fabrics, you're going, is it pretty? Well, my version of pretty might not be what everybody else thinks, but fundamentally, when you look at it, it looks pretty. Am I excited by these colors? 100%. I said, that's my interpretation. I said, and so don't underestimate the importance of excitement, because this is exciting. Is there balance? This is the balance of value. So when I laid out my fabric like this to make, this is for a quilt, it's like, is it got good balance? And I think it does. But when you put this little guy to the camera, which I'm going to do right now, you can already see there's two quilts colors or two patterns in this pile that actually don't go or don't blend well. So I'm going to change it so you guys can see. This guy needs to go.
Did he
this
read
guy,
too
'cause
light?
He read too light.
Oh, okay.
So now we've got my light color, this, which looks good, right? And as you're going along, oh, this looks great together. But when I do this guy again,
I see.
there is one
pops.
oddball, this
Yep.
guy. So you want to move him to where he goes the best in his shade. So when you do
Oh.
it like this, now you have a balance between all your colors.
Isn't
and that's
that-
why this little tool is so neat.
That
So
is
this
amazing.
a lot of people call this like the Ruby Ruler, the Ruby Beholder. Here it's called the Tonal Estimator.
Yep.
So it's got lots of names, but it is a really neat tool. And yeah, I just purchased that just to be able to do this so that I have one of the girls I quilt with loves to do scrappy quilts. She is fantastic with scrappy. And because of that, she was teaching me to take all my scraps and make into scrap quilts, but understanding how the tonal values come together.
Okay.
So that's why I bought the Ruby Red Square, was
That
just
is
to do that.
Absolutely
It's
amazing.
very versatile.
I've looked at these and I've wondered, okay, so how does this work? Like, you have it, I think, advantage maybe having had some art courses.
I did.
I went the other stream at school and university to the math side of it.
Oh, the
So I
math.
find quilting very
Mathematical.
and beautiful in that way, but color has always been an issue. And you can ask my
Exactly.
family about the paint color I put on the house, and they all went, when we repainted, the neighbor came over and said, oh, that is so much nicer than the blue. So you know where my color was.
Well, I always laugh at this because one of the biggest comments is that black and white, everybody's, there's lots of black and white quilts out there, grays and stuff like that. Black and whites are not a color, which is like, I don't want to pick the fight, but it really is, because
Yep.
black is a beautiful color.
I find black, it's the one that absorbs all the colors. So to me, that means it's a mixture of color. It's black.
Yep.
And then white, of course, is like the spectrum and contains all the colors within it if you're looking at light.
Exactly.
And so we'd have to argue really strongly that it
Very.
wasn't color. Like, this is color. And you can ask Maria and Anne. Black and white are their favorite colors. So, yes. So color, and I always thought black and white should be colors.
So one of the things I was going to talk, like with this
Okay.
red square, is this quilt behind us.
yes.
We have to talk about the quilt behind us.
Okay.
So back in the late 80s, early 90s, these watercolor quilts were coming out. And this tool was made for these.
Okay.
In specific. And it was a way of bringing your darks. So I just give it a little example here, like especially on the sides, is your darks blending into your lights. To know your colors through this little guy can tell you exactly how all these shades kind of come together. And I noticed in the store
Okay.
that Anne had a lot of watercolor prints that you can build. And again, like if you look at this, you can see how that car comes out and you can see how the colors have blended.
Oh.
So see how well that tool works? It shows where your fabrics need to go in order to make these patterns.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
this is the kit. So this is the pattern in the kit for the pink Cadillac. And as you can tell, they've already got all the colors there. So this is a great way to start learning your colors and blends and stuff like that. And
Okay.
another really cute kit
I
that Anne
heard you're
has,
making
which
this
I love,
one.
is the
Okay.
sewing machine. Isn't that beautiful?
Isn't
So
it
again,
gorgeous?
it's another, like, look at how well that picture come out. It just shows really beautifully. So when you look at this, it's really pretty. So this is why these kits are all there. So yeah, I highly recommend getting these kits and building a watercolor type of quilt.
Oh, that
There you
is
go.
so cool.
So there you go.
Who knew you were so talented?
Oh,
young lady?
I'm not about color. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I think quilting colors, you learn. You're just
Yep.
constantly learning.
And I have had a lot of experience now in the last few years here at the store when helping people select colors. One thing is I will never tell them that's the color. What we will give them are choices so that they can look at them and decide, yeah, that one makes me happy, that one doesn't, this one does. And that way they get what they like, not what I think should go in there, because my colors are always bright. And they aren't subtle in most ways. So you really have to pull back when you're helping the customers. But this is a great tool.
It is
to
a really
help
cool
them
tool.
with.
You bet.
I love it. Okay. All right. I'm going to quiz you now. You've got 2 nurse daughters. Do you have
Yep.
2? Okay. So why do
And a sister.
And a sister that's a nurse. Okay. So why do the nurses carry red crayons?
It's so they can draw blood. That's for you, Amanda.
There you go. All right. That is awesome. Well, you know, I am just absolutely tickled pink that you would come to visit with us and do this on screen. That is so awesome. I just want to throw it out there that if you think that you would like to come and be brave like
brave.
Maria and show us some of the projects she's working on, talk a little bit about how you picture your fabrics and what you're doing with them, I would be more than happy to host you. It would be my pleasure. So, and it is my pleasure to have you here today, Maria. I think we owe them one more joke
why not?
before we sign off for today. So, what did the mama color wheel say to the baby color wheel?
Don't use that tone with me.
Which is good advice if you're a mother, but not so good if you're a quilter. So use that tone with us. That is so marvelous. Oh, look at all the people that have signed in. Isn't that nice? There's Sandy W, Helen's on, Vicky's on. She wants the sewing machine kit. I will put that
definitely.
aside.
Pretty.
Nancy says, good morning. Who else am I missing up here at the top? You know, it's always chasing that mouse thing.
Yeah, the mouse.
Who else? Sandy A has also been on, and of course we said Ruth, and I was just going to tuck this out of the way for a second. Maybe I can see who's over on the Facebook. Oh, no, don't have anything. Oh, no, I don't see any comments over there. So we're good on Facebook.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining me, and especially Maria for being here with us. That is absolutely marvelous. And I will let you know that I am back on Thursday for a little bit of tips and tricks because, you know, summer's coming.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, people go camping and people take road trips and trips. And I have a few projects that might be just what they need to take with them when they go on their holidays. So please join me on Thursday for Facebook and YouTube at 10:30, and we will explore the world of traveling and kits. Oh, yeah. I think we should keep her. Shouldn't we keep her? I think that would be marvelous. All right. Well, thank you, Maria. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And we'll see you Thursday.